Today I want to discuss what it looks like to come back into your own body. This is a topic that reflects so much of where we are at in society and in the world, as within, so without. And so the personal ongoings of our lives have a direct relationship with the goings on in our external world. There are increasingly more events happening on mass worldwide scale. And as more and more people wake up to what is happening, we're having to face on a wider, more collective scale the realities of what we have done to this planet. And I want to hold space for that because there's definitely a grief that comes up when we think about that. And it's probably why it's so difficult to face the truths that have been showing up in our lives, in our faces, for the past 3 years. More prominently, at least, within those 3 years, but really since decades. And so we live in a society that on an external level with our outside world, we are increasingly disconnected from nature, from Mother Earth, from the feminine, from appreciating the power of beauty, both outside and within, increasingly focused on whatever distractions we can carry in our hands that keep us continuously focused on the things that further disconnect us from the divine feminine, from Mother Earth, from Mother God. And so on an external level, we are faced with that separation from the feminine. And internally, as we continue to repress our power, to continue to repress our memories of the truth, and to sit in the responsibility that comes with that, there's a further disconnection from the truth of our beings, from the truth that we are souls, that our inherent power comes from Source, and that we are all truly connected. It is why there has been such ease with sowing so much division in the world, why we continue to stay attached to those separations that did not ever naturally occur. We have a wide-ranging undervaluing of the feminine, both in our external worlds and in our internal worlds. And this is simultaneous to the overvaluing of the masculine, where in our external worlds, we overvalue the way other people view us. We overvalue material gain and the respect that we believe that we deserve and want to see from others. We overvalue product, science, over natural law. And so throughout history, there's been this constant imbalance, this trading of power of each energy, when truly they exist to complement one another. Within our own selves, the overvaluing of the masculine occurs as we begin to release and to let go of our connection to our vessels. We know that we are souls. This is an energetic world that we live in, and the laws of vibration, the laws of frequency do in fact exist. There are countless scientific experiments that have occurred to prove this, and yet we over-identify with the body. We over-identify with the temporary emotions that arise as a result of the thoughts that we think, not remembering our connection to Source and not remembering that we are the souls within. And so naturally we have come to a point where it is normal to be disconnected from the body, to not be aware of when our nervous system dysregulates, of when we leave our bodies in order to fulfill an externally rooted desire. It's normal to feel like you're walking on pricks and needles all day until you get alone at night, at home, after work, after you're done performing. And even then, because so much time of one's body is spent in such tension, gradually the ability to truly release that tension dissipates. It slows down until it becomes an unimaginable obstacle. And that is essentially what the idea behind being body conscious refers to. It is the over-identification with the ego, with the aspects of ourselves that serve to edge God out. To come back into our bodies, we must first begin to remember the art of meditation. And meditation becomes a truly profound experience as we remember to stabilize within our soul. Once we understand that, once we understand that, we can now remember that the vessels that we currently exist in deserve our utmost love and care and respect. And this comes from an empowered standpoint, not a place of guilt, not a place of shame, but with love, with appreciation, with courage. We get to treat our bodies as the sovereign vessels that they are. We can do things like dry brushing, like daily body massages, really connecting with the body and loving every cell that exists, the millions of cells that are existing to work, to serve, and to make our bodies the functional, natural machines that they are. This sounds very woo-woo. It sounds very mystical and love and light, but it's true. We are not here to exist lives that are robotic and machine-like. We are human, sentient beings that are meant to feel, that have come here to feel the range of emotions and still remember the soul that we are, and therefore return to that state of love, return to self, and ultimately give love in our daily actions. If this sounds uncomfortable, it's likely because of how removed we are from the truth of our being. We get to take in whatever activities that support the natural feeling of peace within our bodies in our every moment. This is what is available to you. And from this state of feeling peace within ourselves, we get to radiate that feeling of peace and of gratitude to Mother Earth, to Mother God, and to remember, therefore, our connection to one another. Lighting is really interesting today. We will figure something out in upcoming videos. Yeah, I just wanted this to be honest. I'm experimenting with how I present myself, I guess, how I set things up. It's crazy. I've watched YouTube for years, and yet feels like this weird tool that is just like, how does that thing work, you know? Anyways, yeah, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Soul. Peace to you. And breathe. Let's actually end off with some breathing. Ready when you are. It always feels good to come back to the present moment. Om Shanti.